anytime. So let's all be very, very careful. Yes, indeed, there are scammers who come in all different shapes and all different types and kinds, etc. So we have to look out for those. Not to be confused with hustlers. The word hustler has been sanitized to some extent and has also been redefined. Why do I say that? And that comes purely from reading Bloomberg Business Week magazine a few years ago, and I came upon the quotation with respect to hustlers. And the quotation read, "Hustlers are entrepreneurs denied opportunity." Hustlers are entrepreneurs denied opportunity. And we thought that was most appropriate. And that gave us a new outlook, a new perspective on that term, hustler. Hustlers are entrepreneurs denied opportunity. So, can you imagine being denied, whether once or 100 times, and you keep going at it, trying to find new ways, innovative ways, creative ways to bring to bear on the respective markets your product, your brand, your service? There's still a lot to learn. Thank you very much. We'll be back in just a moment. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Thank you for joining us. The Gleaner to tell you exactly today's edition of The Gleaner. The headline is Heavy Burden. Father of four disabled from machete attack seeks helping hand. That's the lead story. And let's give you a bit of it. A father who lost the use of both hands when he was attacked and seriously wounded in June 2019 is not looking forward to a Merry Christmas or a happy future with his four young children as he cannot work to support them. Depressed, frustrated, and helpless is how I'm feeling right now, he summed up his situation to the Gleaner. For months, 35-year-old Christopher Perkins of Waterhouse St. Andrew has been trying desperately to get help to finance tendon grafts, the price for one of which is 557,000 Jamaican dollars. He said that a doctor at the Kingston Public Hospital told him that the surgery would significantly improve the use of his hands. And the story goes on. If you can help, you are invited to contact Christopher Perkins at 876 336 3787. That's 876 336 3787. We trust he will get the help that he needs. There's a picture of the education minister in conversation with Dr. Wayne Wesley, Registrar and CEO of the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC. They were at a staff appreciation luncheon at the Hotel and Suites in New Kingston on Friday. And the headline coming out of that engagement, government taps CXC to assess sixth form pathways students. So the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, has been engaged by the Ministry of Education to formulate assessments for the approximately 24,000 students enrolled in the sixth form pathways program. There's a picture of a crime scene, and it's 7 bullet holes are visible in the door on the driver's side of a Nissan Wing Road motorcar as sleuths, otherwise known as investigators or detectives from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, processing the scene where a man was shot dead on Trinidad Terrace in New Kingston sometime after 7 p.m. Friday. The victim, who sustained gunshot wounds to the head and neck, was pronounced dead at the Kingston Public Hospital. The shooting took place while a concert celebrating the togetherness of the Yuletide season was in full swing nearby. I would imagine that was Emancipation Park, the concert that was going on, not too far from Trinidad Terrace. Condolences to the family, friends, neighbors, and colleagues of the deceased. The loss of any life is to be regretted. Below that story, a picture of Donnie Dawson, Deputy Director of Tourism, in conversation with Robin Russell, President of the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, Donovan White, Director of Tourism, Chris Doherty, Director of Guest Experience Strategy at Spirit Airlines, and Richard Vernon, Deputy Mayor of Montego Bay, as they welcomed Spirit Airlines' inaugural flight from Hartford, Connecticut to Montego Bay, St. James at the Sangster International Airport on Thursday. The headline, that's the Spirit launch of Connecticut Mobay route triggers excitement buzz in travel sector. So that's what the front page of today's Gleaner is looking like. Let's turn the pages and see what else we find. Former State Ward tops region in Cape Financial Services. That's excellent. Megay Simpson has placed first in Jamaica and sixth in the region in this year's Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, Cape Unit 2 Financial Services Studies. The 20-year-old now has under his belt 17 Caribbean Examinations Council CXC passes, 8 at the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate CSEC level, and 9 Cape units. He's from Beadles Drive in Santa Cruz, a former ward of the state who lived at the Windsor Lodge Children's Home in Manchester. Very nice. Well done. Megais Simpson, Megais. Hope that's how you pronounce your name. It could also be Mejas. Mejas. If anybody knows, you can tell us. Charles Moots Special Task Force to collar farm thieves. Manchester Northwest communities hoping to reduce agri losses after road repairs. UWI launches Sir John Golding Endowment Fund to boost surgical care. Sir John Golding, father of the opposition leader Mark Golding, who is pictured here. Mark Golding is, and there is indeed a picture of his father in the background as well. And Professor Joseph Plummer is in the picture as well, head of the Department of Surgery, Radiology, Anesthesia, and Intensive Care in the Faculty of Medical Sciences at the University of the West Indies. Rico Matthews is also in the picture. He's a surgical intern. There's a picture of the agriculture minister and other stakeholders in the constituency of Michael Phillips, northwestern Manchester, I believe it is, and some other stories. Uh, Attorney freed of obstruction of justice charge. Attorney at law Gordon Brown walked out of the St. James Parish Court a free man on Friday after being found not guilty of obstruction of justice after being accused of hindering the police's efforts on January 13 to secure a firearm from businessman Michael Issa. Tivoli Gully gets interceptor to trip waste entering Kingston Harbour. And there's a picture of Michael McCarthy, project engineer. The Ocean Cleanup is his organization, explaining to the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Desmond McKenzie, how the interceptor barrier installed at the mouth of the Tivoli Gully works to prevent garbage from flowing into the Kingston Harbour on Friday. Man killed, brother injured in shooting after leaving wake. Two brothers were shot, one fatally on Friday morning when they were attacked by gunmen after leaving a night in Iron River, St. Andrew. Sorry to hear of that. New Waves Celebrity Closet washes Alpha School of Music with love. This is the Good Heart section of the Gleaner. The mini Jamaica showroom in Kingston was transformed into a thrift shopping experience like no other last Saturday when New Wave took over the fifth staging of Celebrity Closet, which raised donations for the Alpha School of Music. Wonderful. Well done, Alpha, and all the volunteers and contributors. Lots of happy pictures there. Pencils for Kids invests 200 million and counting in St. Elizabeth. Another heartwarming story. And volunteers, there's a picture of volunteers, students, and members of Pencils for Kids posing for a photograph on the school's farm. Which school is that? Is that Black River? It's one of those. So that's the Gleaner. Also in the Gleaner today, sister pleads for release of incarcerated 64-year-old brother, having spent the last 2 years trying to secure his release after he was murdered at age 14. The sister of 64-year-old Michael Anthony Lawrence is expressing frustration with the slow grind of the Jamaican prison system in setting him free. So he spent 50 years, so far spent 50 years in prison, is that it? Oh dear. Ivan Dawn's action man commits to serving his community. And this is a story of Jamaica-born unionist Ivan Dawns, The best exchange for his time was not money, but the smiling faces of children who captured his heart when he helped to build them a school. Well done, Ivan Dawns, well done. And he's pictured as well with Clovis Grant, CEO of the organization known as 360 Kids. There's another story. Jamaica 60 celebrations culminate in cultural event. And look who's in this picture, apart from the others. Former, former classmate and schoolmate Kevin Ormsby, who is now artistic director of Cash Dance. He's a choreographer and a dancer of international repute, apparently, uh, performing on Broadway and other famous stages. Well done, Kevin. And also in the picture, Lincoln G. Downer, Jamaica's Consul General at Toronto. That's how it is appropriately designated. And Hugh Anthony, Culture and Inclusion Strategist. The flurry of events staged over several months to commemorate Jamaica's 60th anniversary of independence in the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area climaxed in a celebration of Jamaica's culture at McMaster University earlier this month. Well done. Let's see. So this is the diaspora page in the Gleaner, and let's move on and tell you that the letter of the day is captioned "Focus on Fatalities is a Flawed Strategy." The cartoon well, let's come back to that in a moment. "6:30 in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 7:30 a.m. in Hamilton, Bermuda. Live online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. We welcome those of you who have joined us since the last time we checked. Dr. Rosemary Adamson Lewis says, "Good morning, Sir D. A pleasant Saturday morning to you and the listening audience. Season's greetings and make this day a beautiful one. Blessings always." To you too, Dr. Rose, who is also vying for one of the positions, the Global Jamaica Diaspora representative for the Southern United States. Hello to all the other contenders as well. And let's just complete our review of today's Gleaner. The cartoon in two frames. In frame number one, the image of the National Security Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, labeled Chang. And the lectern is labeled Regional Security. And Dr. Chang is supposedly saying, "We're gathered here for high-level talks on national and regional security." In the second frame, two members of the public, male and female, are nonplussed when Dr. Chang supposedly reveals the answer to national and regional security. He apparently says, or supposedly says, Simple answer, SOEs. And the members of the public are nonplussed. Call for reparations is another of the letters to the editor. The Gleaner's editorial, road deaths put the nation at risk. Indeed, they do, and it's not stopping the recklessness at all. You just need to look out your window. If there is a road that runs nearby, just look out your window, and in no time, you will see recklessness on show. Another letter, respect Sam Sharp's age. And yet another, allow private security regulation authority to issue gun licenses. The columns today, Ronald Sanders writes about travel within the Caribbean in crisis. Oh, that problem persists. Uh, intra-regional travel. Tony Dale's article is entitled Mind Over Mutter, Mutter. Single mother gifted with new home for Christmas. That's another of the stories. And let's see. Also in today's Gleaner, come back to Jamaica. JTB kicks off winter tourist season with a bang. And there's a picture of Wendy Glass, Managing Director, and Keith Ross, Executive Creative Director at Accenture Song, the agency that executed the new Jamaica Tourist Board advertising campaign, Jamaica Comeback. And let's quickly now, lots of classifieds. The All Together Sing Grand Final is happening on Sunday. That's tomorrow evening at 8. That is promoted in today's Gleaner. And in the sports section, Rural Delight, Homewood Glenmuir blow away rivals to win All-Ireland netball titles. Croatia, Morocco target third place medal. Jamaica set to win 5 gold medals at Caribbean Boxing Champs. And there is a picture of Sheriki Moore of Jamaica, who fought in the novice female category and won a gold medal at the Caribbean Boxing Championships when she defeated Tiffany Dellis of Barbados. We wish them well. They're representing us. Butler, Mbappe set to become modern-day Pele. Sydney Thunder all out for 15 in record low T20 score. Lowly Royal Lakes and Real Mobe clash in JWPL. Windies squad unchanged for remaining T20s against England women. And 5 things to know about the World Cup final. Premier League European clubs prepare for World Cup fallout. Barbadian teen named F3 Rookie of the Year. The usual cartoons and puzzles, entertainment galore. And there's a feature on Troy Beckett's Botanical Treasure. And some pictures, lots of government procurement messages and tenders. And that's it. That's it for the Gleaner today. Good morning. Surprise, surprise. Angela. What is Angela doing up this time? Angela in Toronto, Canada, is joining us. She says, good morning, all. Good morning, Angela. What a pleasant surprise. Welcome. Mitch A. McLean is greeting us. Good morning, Mitch A. McLean. Good to have you on board the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online. Surprise indeed, says Angela in Toronto, Canada. Asher Ash, who is usually in London communicating with us. She is in Keystone, St. Catherine. Good morning to Asher Ash in Keystone, St. Catherine. And she's obviously soaking up as much of Jamaica as she can. She has, I think, a couple more weeks left in Jamaica. She has been here for a while. By all means, continue to enjoy, Asha. Ash, thank you very much for joining us, and all the very best. For those just tuning in, earlier on, we invited you, our faithful listeners across the diaspora, to share with us your memories of Christmas in Jamaica. Those of you who are now in the diaspora, also another question for you. How have you sought to recreate or create a Jamaican Christmas wherever in the world you are? What have you done, or what do you normally do at this time of year to give you the feeling that you are in Jamaica celebrating Christmas? Feel free to message us. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346, 876 365 3346. That's the one number for text messages and WhatsApp messages. And you can call us on that number as well, 876 365 3346. So we are anxious to hear some of your old time Christmas stories when you were here in Jamaica, and also how you now, in some instances, curate Christmas wherever in the diaspora you are. Please feel free to share. You can post your messages on Facebook as well, on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page, and also YouTube. The Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel is up and running, and we look forward to your messages. Thank you very much. In the meantime, let's continue with more on your program. Can we say a word about or a group of performers in Jamaica right now? Among them, one single Dege Dege Jamaican. One single Dege Dege Jamaican. They He has been instrumental in mobilizing his group of internationally acclaimed artists, and what they have done is to agree to come to Jamaica in this Christmas season, to come to Jamaica and to do a major performance. The group is called the Concert Chorale. The Concert Chorale. And they are presenting this evening at 6 at the Courtly Auditorium at 8 St. Lucia Avenue in New Kingston, Handel's Messiah. There will be a range of other performances as well. And these are internationally acclaimed performers who have performed at various opera houses all across the world. Not least at all among them is a Jamaican who has been instrumental in convincing his colleagues to put on this concert here in Jamaica. His name is Rodari Simpson. Rodari Simpson. And it's the first time, he's the leader of the group. It has to be a Jamaican, right? This is an international chorale, and the leader of the group is a Jamaican. One Jamaican in the group, one Dege Dege Jamaican, and he is the leader, Rodari Simpson. And it's the first time that the group is performing here. Let's tell you a bit about Rodari. Rodari is a Jamaican-born tenor, Tenor, with a reputation, and just in case there's anybody at sea, he's a singer. He's a singer, and the nature of his the sound that he produces when he sings is in line with how a tenor sounds. There you go. Rodari Simpson, a Jamaican tenor with a reputation for his rich, colorfully marvelous voice. He has dazzled audiences across America, Europe, and the Caribbean. He formally studied music and began vocal lessons with Noel Dexter of the University of the West Indies, and soon after migrated to the United States and attended York College. There, he pursued degrees in music and accounting concurrently at the same time. Rodari continues to live and work in New York while maintaining a strong connection to the land of his birth, Jamaica. His desire is to give back to his island home in tangible, useful, and meaningful ways. And what's the tangible, meaningful, and useful way that Rodari Simpson has sought to contribute to the land of his birth? By making available the funds raised from this evening's concert, the proceeds from ticket sales for this evening's concert will go towards the establishment of a burn unit with the Ministry of Health. A burn unit. And sadly, we have seen the impact of people being doused with flammable fluids and being torched essentially and barely surviving in some instances. We have seen at least 2 or 3 major cases in Jamaica within the last couple of years or so. One moment, please.
from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. As we draw closer to Christmas, we're using the opportunity to invite Jamaicans in the diaspora to share with us what are you missing most about Jamaica at Christmas time, based on your experiences as a child and even as an adult, depending on when you left Jamaica. What are your reflections as far as Christmas in Jamaica is concerned? Your experiences, some of the things you remember that you and the members of your family and your community used to do in order to celebrate Christmas. Let us create that experience, that nostalgic experience. And speaking of create, we also want to know how, as a Jamaican in the diaspora, you've been able to create, recreate, or curate your own Christmas in terms of uh, the elements, the Jamaican elements, uh, finding ways to curate those elements in the form of a Christmas celebration. So you can feel free to message us on 876 365 3346. That's the text line, same as the WhatsApp number. And you can call us on WhatsApp as well. 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. So we're looking forward to hearing from you. Angela in Toronto, Canada says, hope me can stay awake. Well, we hope so too, Angela. After all, this is not your time of the day, morning time. You're not a morning person, apparently, at least not on a Saturday morning. But thank you. Thank you very much for your message. So we were making the point going to the break that here is a Jamaican, Rodari Simpson, who wanted to give a gift to Jamaica especially at this time of year. And so he came up with the idea of inviting his illustrious opera performers, musicians, singers of international repute, convincing them to come to Jamaica and give this grand performance. The name of the group is called the Concert Chorale, and they will be presenting Handel's Messiah, among other acts, this evening at 6 o'clock at the Courtly Auditorium at 8 St. Lucia Avenue in New Kingston. The ticket prices range from 3,500 to 7,000 Jamaican dollars. From 3,500 to 7,000 Jamaican dollars. Remember, it's a fundraiser, and hence the cost. It's a fundraiser. So it's an opportunity for all of us to make our contribution by purchasing at least one ticket for this event, the proceeds of which will go towards a burn unit here in Jamaica, and that will be done with the blessings of the Ministry of Health and Wellness. So that is the plan. And the Concert Chorale. Well, let's tell you a bit about the group. The Concert Chorale, Chorale, the Concert Chorale is a group of classically trained, independent American musicians who have individually performed in the world's most prominent venues, including but not limited to the Metropolitan Opera, Chicago Lyric Opera, Houston Grand Opera, Carnegie Hall, and San Francisco Opera. The concert chorale will be celebrating the holiday season with a performance of George Frederick Handel's Messiah right here in Jamaica this evening at 6 at the Courtly Auditorium in New Kingston. The proceeds from ticket sales will go towards the establishment of a burn unit, and that would be done with the blessings of the Ministry of Health. So just thought we'd use the opportunity to get in that additional mileage for these individuals with only one Jamaican in the group. This one Jamaican is the leader and has come up with this idea to raise funds for a burn unit. It's worth supporting, and we encourage support from Jamaicans, not just right here at home, but elsewhere, encouraging your support. Also, there is, speaking of support, the Jamaica Stock Exchange has requested the assistance of the Consulate General of Jamaica, Toronto, in getting the word out about their inaugural Yuletide Telethon, which is supposed to be running from the 16th to the 18th of December. So it would have started yesterday and will continue to tomorrow, the 16th to the 18th. So started yesterday, will continue tomorrow. The purpose of the telethon is to raise funds for 3 social intervention programs. So here's additional information from the Jamaica Stock Exchange. So it's the Jamaica Stock Exchange Yuletide Telethon, and a musical and cultural event to support the social projects, and it provides opportunities for donations. JSSEJA.com, JSSEJA.com, for those who'd like to donate online. There are toll-free numbers from the United States, Canada, and the UK. The toll-free numbers for, or the toll-free number for the US and Canada, 1-833-431-4199, 1-833-431-4199. If you're in the United Kingdom and you'd like to the Jamaica Stock Exchange Yuletide Telethon, is the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. There is a difference. Social Stock Exchange, not to be confused with the original Jamaica Stock Exchange. This is the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. And so if you're in the United Kingdom and you'd like to make your contribution, your toll-free number is 0800 or 0800 048 8071, 0800 048 8071. So here's some additional information now that you can follow and be a part of this experience. So as we said, this is the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. It's an initiative. So the parent entity is the Jamaica Stock Exchange. But this initiative that we mentioned a while ago is through the Social Stock Exchange, the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. It's a Yuletide telethon. As we said, it started yesterday and will run until tomorrow. And it's themed Step Up Jamaica. So here's the backstory. For many marginalized communities, there are projects that need funding and capacity building to see the desired change in our nation, Jamaica. The organizers tell us that they believe that this needs a huge national support, and the Jamaica Stock Exchange is saying, let's step up Jamaica. Gaps left unattended have led to our people's inability to resolve disputes, resulting in high rates of violence across the society and in our schools, a high murder rate with an increasing murder-suicide rate, poor education and skills training in our youth and disabled populations, poor behavioral development of our children in their formative primary and secondary years, and environmental degradation. To start, the Jamaica Stock Exchange, through its social stock exchange platform, already has selected 3 projects, vetted and selected for their potential high impact. Here are the 3 projects you are supporting when you support the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange Yuletide Telethon. Number 1, well, let's tell you about them after the break. 7 a.m. here in St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 4 o'clock in the morning in Los Angeles, California. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live online here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Standing by to connect with our first guest. Still looking out for your recollections of Christmas in Jamaica, those of you in the diaspora who care to share. Looking forward to those messages on our Facebook page as well as via our text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. Now, we have been sharing with you information pertinent to the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange Yuletide Telethon, which started yesterday, and we were we wanted to remind you of the well. I tell you what, the best person to give you all the information you need on the Yuletide Telethon is a lady who has been dedicating her efforts and energies towards the further enhancement of the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange, which is an initiative of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. And so she's the best person to tell us all about this weekend's Yuletide Telethon. She's a consultant, project coordinator for the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange under the umbrella of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. She is Ms. Nora Blake. Season's greetings to you. Good morning. How are you? Great. Thank you. It's a mm, well, congratulations. Hmm. Yes. And deservedly so. Deservedly so. Well done. Great. So, absolutely. And so let's get straight to it because the let's we don't want to take it for granted that everybody listening understands what we're talking about when we talk about the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. So if you could just give us the genesis of this initiative, how it all started. Sure. Mhm. Yeah, true, true.
So what the social stock exchange is about is the same thing that the stock exchange does. We take social projects, social organizations to the market for the market to fund them so that they can grow. So we are operating two phases. We're starting with phase one, which is going to be when we take a project to the market, like we're doing now, we're asking for donation. So it's a sophisticated crowdfunding platform that we're operating now.
Mm-hmm.
Sophisticated because we operate exactly like the stock exchange in terms of the level of governance that is required. So you don't just give your money and it goes into a black hole
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know whatever we came up with.
Yes.
There has to be, we have a board
Mm-hmm.
and we have a selection and listing committee of the board, which
But
is
hold on, sorry to cut you, but I've just moved to say this, that your reputation, and I say you're as a representative of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, uh, is precedes you. I mean, this is a stock exchange of international repute, winning a couple of awards in terms of being the number one stock exchange in, right. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's right. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm. Yes.
so they're going to be now operating like business.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, we offer capacity building. Part of what we do at the stock exchange is capacity building. Because if you don't have the capacity to receive people's money to execute your mission, then you're not going to be successful.
Right.
So we're not only going to market to meet the demands of the market to pull the resources, but we also help with capacity building. And then
Yeah.
there's the whole training in how to report your
Mm.
financial report.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the platform where the reporting has to be done. So it's a whole ecosystem being built out because the social sector does add value to GDP, and we
Yes.
believe we can help to grow. So it's not just about the GDP too, it's about
Mm.
the fact that we have real needs.
And I want to come to those in a little while from now. But the for those listening and they're wondering, so how do I how do I list on the social stock exchange? How does that work? How,
Okay, there's a process
hmm
which is the company wants to go to market.
hmm
They would make an application to the stock exchange
Yes.
with all their paperwork in place.
Hmm.
Similarly, for the social stock exchange. So if you have a project now, which is the market that the platform we're working on,
Hmm.
and you wish for us to take it to market, you would give us a sponsor project proposal document
Hmm.
with all your financials for the last 3 years that have been audited, with your governance in place, your technical needs in place, and everything, and a good project, outline. That goes to the board for selection. So once you're selected, like these three projects that we're funding, seeking funding for now, then now we take it to the market to get the funding that you need. Because once we go to market with you, that's a stamp of approval that
Yes.
the public can have confidence
Hmm.
that this is a worthwhile initiative. They have gone through the selection process and everything is in place. All they need now is the funding and the hand holding of the social stock exchange to see the project through. So there's an application process, and we're very detailed in the guidelines that we give that will help you
Mm.
fully to give a good, fulsome proposal document.
Yes.
Right? And then so the important thing is the standard of how you operate in the social sector.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to be any less than we do in the main market companies or the junior market companies, which is part of what we're bringing to the ecosystem, lifting the level of management, whether of the entity or the project.
Are there particular success stories so far that you could point to as yes,
Yes,
please.
definitely. When we started, we selected 5 projects initially. Um, the Alpha Music project was funded and not directly off this. Social Stock Exchange. And then the DEFCAN project was funded on the exchange. In fact, the DEFCAN project has just now been completed. It has come to the end of its 3 years.
Mhm.
And that project has been a success. In fact, they have exceeded the target. And the testimonial from the project operators is that they have operated in a new way and a better way than they knew how to do social business. Right?
Mhm.
I must explain to the listening public that for social entities, because it's not a regular business, and because what we're doing now on the first phase is about donations, people say, well, what's there to, how do you know? We do have the ability to measure. We have a tool called the social return on investment as against the measuring of your return on investment, ROI,
Yes.
which you would do on the regular stock market.
Mm-hmm.
There's an index, a way to measure the social impact level. And so you can translate the actual value of each dollar invested in the social project. And the secret, the big secret that people don't know is that social returns are always higher than regular return on investment. You know?
Yes.
So, one of the reasons why I personally, as a social entrepreneur, think that we are much more important than regular business people because the return is so much greater always for the
Yes.
social.
Yes,
When we
because
get to the second market now, people will be able to buy equity in social businesses. So they will get two streams of return. You will get the return on your investment plus the SROI.
hold on, don't move.
Can't get better than that.
Don't move. Hold it for a moment there, Nora Blake. Let's take a break and come back with more in just a moment.
Healthy habits start with washing your hands several times per day with soap and water. If soap and water are not available, use Benjamin's hand sanitizer and rubbing alcohol. The time by Benjamin's is
7:15 in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 3:15 p.m. in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Biomedical Caledonia Medical Laboratory extends season's greetings to all Jamaicans. We are grateful for your loyal support as we continue to provide the best clinical laboratory services, coupled with our 24-hour emergency services. Visit 8A Caledonia Avenue or any of our 54 collection centers island-wide. Call 876-926-4191. Merry Christmas and a safe and prosperous New Year. Biomedical Caledonia Medical Laboratory Limited, the first accredited medical laboratory in Jamaica. Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited and its subsidiary Environmental Science and Technology Limited, the leading environmental management consultancy firm in Jamaica for over 36 years, CDA ESTEC, operates by the statements quality service at its best and science and technology for sustainable development. From their families to yours, they wish you all the best for the season. Telephone 876-929-8824 or visit 14 Carvalho Drive, Kingston 10.
Both sides of the story. Do you have a title for your land? Are you thinking about buying or selling land? How much is your property worth? Tune in to Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106 FM every last Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. for the NLA and You, a program that examines the National Land Agency's role in building an efficient and transparent land titling system for Jamaicans. That's the NLA and You on Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm every last Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal, committed to serve you better.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. We see the messages coming in with respect to Christmas traditions, Jamaicans in the diaspora reminiscing about Christmas in Jamaica. Thank you, Joan Lockett. We'll read your messages in a little while from now and the others. In the meantime, our very special guest at this time is the manager of the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange, Ms. Nora Blake, and she has been playing her part as usual in mobilizing support for this particular initiative, the Jamaica Stock Exchange Yuletide Telethon, which got going yesterday, the 16th, and is scheduled to run until tomorrow, the 18th of December. And you were on the subject of the returns. You were emphasizing the returns through the social exchange compared with returns from elsewhere. That it's far more. And you've also shared with us, in general terms, the the impact.
Impact, for example, that was experienced by the project that was just completed far exceeded what they had expected or had projected in the project document.
Yes.
Their business went up multiple double digits. The number of persons they were able to employ therefore increased greater than they had planned. And this was during COVID, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So, the social sector, there is so much opportunity for us to help to grow the country,
Yes.
to deal with the issues of unemployment, wealth creation, and so on.
All right.
And just overall building on the quality of life.
All right. So sorry, go ahead.
So we have 3 projects now that we're seeking to raise $33 million for on this telethon, which is the first time the stock exchange is doing a telethon. And we're doing it at this time, hence the Yuletide telethon, because Christmas is that time of the year when we all give.
Yes.
So we're asking persons to give some more. Step up a little, Jamaica.
Right.
Give some more this Christmas. Help us with these 3 projects so that in the new year, 2023, we can actually get them started. They can actually start doing the work that they want to do. I could tell you about the projects though.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Okay. So there are 3 projects. The first one I'd probably speak to is the one that is seeking to help to monetize the Brand Jamaica, the cultural heritage of a community, an intangible cultural heritage, which is our legacy in Trenchtown. Trenchtown is known as the birthplace of reggae music. And the community actually has an asset, a recording studio. Now, that recording studio is managed by the agency for Inner City Renewal with Dr. Henley Morgan heading that. They have a project on the Social Stock Exchange called Jamming Music Entrepreneurship Project. This now is focusing on helping at-risk youths and young adults to have the opportunity for alternative lifestyles. Crime and violence, scamming, human trafficking, low level of employment, all of that. They're offering now the opportunity for them to be trained in different aspects of the music industry. So you're looking at being able to help people to become more knowledgeable in music entrepreneurship, music production, events production, and generally increasing their knowledge and skills in the whole creative industry. I believe to the point that they will be able to articulate people into a degree program at the Edna Mandley. Now, if that is not worth investing in, I don't know what is.
Yeah, so that's impressive.
$1 million, to refurbish the studio and to get their certification back up. Now, this certification, the Pro Tools, is the only place in the Caribbean, here in Jamaica, has had Pro Tools certification. And that's the Microsoft system for sound, whether for movies, whether for recordings, whether for music itself. That's the computer program that they use to create, the end product. So they need to reactivate their license so that they can certify the persons that they will graduate in audio engineering, right? and that needs $6 million.
Wow.
So we're right there with the reggae is Trenchtown is the birthplace of reggae music. We talk about monetizing our culture. This is a perfect example. And you're talking about working here with young people, you know? Then we have another program which is not localized. It can actually be scaled. The two of them, the other two, can be scaled, and they're intended to be implemented across the whole country. The first one of the two is Stop the Violence. Love Changes Lives. This one is meant for our schools in particular. It is a character development program, proactive, that will train and educate as well in financial literacy. Being associated with the stock exchange, this program, in building character, in reversing the antisocial behavior, they're also going to introduce them to financial literacy. The behavior problems that they're looking at reversing include bullying, fighting, verbal and physical attacks, theft, even rape, use of drugs, disorderly behavior, vandalism, and all of those identifiable antisocial behavior that actually are at the root of a lot of the violence that we see in the general society and even the crime.
Yeah.
This project, for its first phase, which is to be introduced into a number of schools and communities in St. Catherine, needs $17 million. So we're at 23 for these two projects that are so worthwhile. And the impact it would expect to be very high. And then we have a project to deal with mental health and wellness. And I believe there was a report that I heard on the radio last week. One of the universities did research. Post-COVID, the level of depression, for example, amongst men has gone off the scale. So we know that, and we do hear the news and we see what's happening, that we have a serious problem with mental health and wellness. So this program is going to educate and empower trainers in the communities. So there'll be trainers of trainers. The program is built on 5 pillars where they will empower, train people in, listen to this, the art and science of happiness, stress management, conflict resolution, trauma intervention, basic counseling, and also suicide prevention, which unfortunately we have been having an increase in particular in murder suicide cases. That project needs $10 million. So we're at $33 million for what are 3 highly potentially impactful projects that can be scaled and that could be introduced to any region of the island in our communities and in our schools. Now, the Jamaicans in the diaspora, we know, are very supportive of what we do here in Jamaica, not just at the family level, but in general. So we're asking the diaspora to support us on the telethon. It's very, very easy to do. First of all,
Hello? Did we lose her? Sorry about that. Let's see if we can reconnect with Nora Blake, manager of the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. If you're just tuning in, she has been filling us in on the Jamaica Stock Exchange Yuletide Telethon. This is a combination of the efforts of the Jamaica Stock Exchange and the Jamaica Stock Exchange hosting this JSE Yuletide. And it started yesterday, the 16th, and will run until the 18th. And it's a call to action for Jamaicans at home and abroad, and opportunities to contribute to the enhancement of life in Jamaica, to put it simply. So please go ahead now, Nora Blake, and explain how Jamaicans at home and abroad
Participate and
can
how, yes.
participate in this JSE Yuletide Telethon.
Yes. So in terms of making a contribution, a financial contribution, our website, jsseja.com, facilitates payment by credit card, by debit card, by PayPal, and also a pledge can be made online. In the event that you don't have the cash that you'd like to put into the project, you can make a pledge, and then we will have your information on the back end, and we'll follow up, continue our relationship with you. You can also use JN Money. We have an account at JN Money. It's a checking account. The number is, I'll go slowly, 200 254712. So that's 240 254712. And JN Money is all over the diaspora. So that's one way. We are on social media, JSSEXCHANGE, JSS Exchange. We have a QR code that can be scanned. You can use your handheld to just make your quick transfer using the QR code. And of course, checks can be made payable to the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange and sent over to us. If you wish to call in on the telephone, we have a number of toll-free numbers for the diaspora. I could give you those numbers now for USA and Canada.
Sorry, can you give us the numbers after the break? We need to take the break.
Sure,
1 moment, please.
Sure, thank you.
The most spectacular year-end sale is back at IQ Optical. Get up to 75% on optical frames and sunglasses in December. Conditions apply. The time by IQ Optical is
7:30 in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it is 11 p.m. in Adelaide, Australia.
Big discounts are coming to town. It's the Santa Stick Christmas sale at Home and Things. Enjoy holiday savings on all your favorite tiles, bathroom fixtures and faucets, vanities, windows and doors, lighting, home decor, and more. Check out dazzling deals on new arrivals. Unwrap the discounts on all your festive finds at Home and Things. Old Hope Road and Constant Spring Road. It's a Santa Stick Christmas sale you don't want to miss at Home and Things this Christmas.
So it's that time of year again, and the management and staff at Flagstaff Bakery wish all our customers a wonderful and safe Christmas. We encourage you to gift your loved ones some of our freshly baked, mouth-watering products. Flagstaff Bakery, 17 Barnett Street, the best in the West.
Hosting marshmallows for toasting and caroling out.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, the Jamaican Diaspora, live online on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And our very special guest, Nora Blake, manager of the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange, has been filling us in with all the details, filling us in on the details of the Jamaica Stock Exchange Yuletide Telethon, the JSE and the JSSE, encouraging support from Jamaicans at home and abroad and friends of Jamaica as well. A very important category, right, Nora Blake?
Yes, correct. Because it's not only Jamaicans who have an interest in Jamaica. The friends of Jamaica, the people who appreciate the culture, the people who have been here and they keep coming back, they too, we would hope, would support the effort.
Yes.
So if persons which wish to view the telethon, it's being streamed on our websites, the Jamaica Stock Exchange website, is jamstockex.com. The JSSE website is jsseja.com. And we're also on YouTube for the two entities, the JSE and the JSSE. The telethon starts at 1 and it will go up until 5 o'clock today and tomorrow. And it's a lovely musical and cultural treat. Yesterday was really very good. Persons were calling in, and people can call in today from the US, toll free, Canada, toll free. It's 1-833-431-4199. From the UK, we have a toll free number, 0800 number, which is 0800 048 8071. Locally in Jamaica, because the telethon is, of course, being streamed online, but we also have live streaming on CVM between 2 to 4. Persons can also call in locally, 876-612-5523 to make their donations, 876-612-5523.